Is it possible to build an app within 5 days and get paid within a week? That's exactly what I'm going to find out here, where I'm going to spend the next 5 days live streaming every single step of the way, building this app from zero and showing you how I built apps from start to finish and actually deploying it and trying to get my first sale. And in this video, we are going to cover what this project is all about and what we are going to be building this week. So what I've done here is a PRD of whatever we're going to build here. And I already have the idea in mind where I plot it down into rough thoughts here and there. And what I use here is Notion to sort out my thoughts and put everything into a nice database of like different sectors of like what is the product about and what taglines we can use, what is the distribution strategy here, and the stack, whatever. Everything is in one place here, which Notion is very useful for, and it has unlimited AI as well. And I've been using Opus 4.7 for everything, and in fact it's unlimited and it's so good that it's unlimited. I use it to do almost all of my creative work so far, for YouTube as well, for all of these first early phases of building a project, which is very useful here. So that is exactly what I did. So I've already asked it to build a PRD of whatever we need to build. I would say this is quite detailed, but I haven't exactly looked through everything, but it has broken down everything that it needs to build so far. And roughly my consensus is aligned to whatever it has said here. So what I'm going to do here is so the whole reason why I'm building this in the first place is it's going to be a directory and a hub of like all the developer tools, the SDKs, libraries, and everything combined into one place, all of the AI tools as well. And this will be a very nice integrated hub for searching all of these developer tools that's already curated. So I have many times where I've building a different project and I just can't remember what is the tool I wanted to use. Right now, I've been building this thumbnail maker last week, and this was built last week, and this is open source as well. You can find the link in the description. I've roughly finished building this last week already, and I hope to actually create a release for this soon. So if you want to try this out, you can go to my GitHub in the link in the description to try it out yourself. And so this comes with many different tools. So when you look at a project at a scale, there is many different tools that comes with it. So just this alone, this is a virtualized table. And what library does the virtualization? If you ask just purely an AI agent to look for Google, and whatever you'll find is just whatever it can see on Google, whatever is indexed on Google. So whatever we have, so what Update Night will have is a curated list of tools and libraries and useful things that AI agents and you could use to build your next project. And this is just goes more beyond than that. It goes beyond just that for developers. It can be all for what your OpenClaw agents can use as well, what tools you can use as well, not just tools that you use for your project, but tools like Better T-Stack here, which I use it to scaffold for all my projects, which this will be the second part of this series here, which will be uploaded tomorrow, where I will start scaffolding my project and starting this project from scratch, which is where the starting phase of the code section is for this project. So it might, if you ask an AI agent to find all these things, to virtualize this grid here, if there is like a million thumbnails here, you need to visualize it such that it won't like load all 1 million at once. And in fact, we add things like infinity scroll as well, and we have all these tabs as well, and the background removal tool, which I integrated into here with like 3 different engines. You need to know what is the models, what is the tool here. This tool is called Imagely and is the library here that I plug it in like directly. I don't even have to build anything, in fact. So knowing all these tools is actually leverage here in today's world. It helps your AI agents upskill where it knows what's useful for them, what's useful to build your next project, and help you build better projects in general. And in fact, I was just trying to search for this plugin for like the memory and stuff. I roughly remember what was it about. It was this OpenClaw plugin to do local embeddings using NodeLlama CPP. And what it does is it stores the embeddings into a local SQLite database and uses it as memory, as the main memory, as compared to like the memory system that comes with OpenClaw, which uses just purely markdown files, which this is more efficient. So I just couldn't remember what was it called because it was just such an obscure name that I can't remember what was it called. So when I just did an initial search, my browser autocomplete suggested this, which was kind of this, but it wasn't exactly this because it didn't use Node Llama CPP, but I think it used some sort of embeddings as well. So it kind of checked the requirements already, but it's not exactly what I'm looking for here. So I tried Google as well to try more keywords that maybe it could find something that's related to it, and it couldn't find it as well. Like it's tried the keywords SQLite, embedding, and Node, and that was the key things. Maybe if we just tried Llama CPP as well, it might find something. Yeah, it actually got it here. It's actually QMD. So it might find it if your term is actually accurate enough. But most of the time, if your AI agent is searching for it and you don't even know anything about it as well, it's very hard in a sense that it's just searching like the big open sea of like information out there. Like GitHub, there's so many projects out there and you don't know what's good and not good. So what we are doing here is essentially a tool, a curated directory of tools and libraries and stuff that you can use, your AI agents can use to build your next project and extend their capabilities as well. This is exactly what we're doing here. And in fact, I tried searching my GitHub stars as well. This is what I couldn't find it here. In fact, it's a memory system and I can't find it here, which was quite ridiculous. Like it's not even here. So the search system here in GitHub is purely just whatever is in the description and the name of the repo. That's about it. There's no semantic search or whatever. And another one I found similar was Mem0 and Supermemory. Another one that's quite popular right now that's integrated into Hermes agent is Honcho as well. That's one of them. And I think a lot of these are very similar. And what you want is maybe sometimes you want the exact tool that you want to use and you don't know what was it called. So this is the one I wanted to find. It's called QMD and this is the exact tool that I wanted to find. This is the most popular one in fact with 24,000 stars. And if you look at the other ones, it doesn't have as much stars. This one has 22,000. It's not bad. Mem0 has 55. That's even more. So what I'm trying to say here that we have already pre-looked and sourced out all of the tools that you can use, all of the very useful tools out there into one place. And what we're going to do is make this a directory that's very easily indexable for AI agents. And we're going to do it with skills, MCPs for your agents to search for it. And in fact, you can even search for it yourself with a user interface layer like Google. And we're going to do search engine optimization as well, where each of the tool that we feature on the directory will be indexed by Google as well to maximize our reach as well. So the more that we actually collect, the more useful things that we actually collect here, the more useful this directory is going to be. And in fact, everything that you see in our directory here will be things that you already know that is already curated by us and you already know that it's useful. In fact, I have so many years of all these tools collected together, which is why I wanted this to be built in the first place, to collect all these tools, make it easily indexable. I have so many. In fact, if you look at my GitHub stars, I have 2,100 stars. And sometimes I just can't remember what was that thing called. I just remember it at the top of my head. What was this project? I remember what was it. I just can't remember the name of it. Like QMD is such an obscure name. Like, okay, sure, it's query markup documents. Now I get it. But sometimes I just don't have it at the top of my head and I just want it to find it easily. That's the whole point of what Update Night, the whole platform, is about. And in fact, Update Night itself is actually a newsletter right now where we actually share all of the tools here. And what we're going to do here is actually to combine all of the tools that we have shared as well across our Telegram, Discord channels, all into one place that is easily searchable. And in fact, this was actually one of the biggest requested features out there, that they want to make it easy to find the tools that they need rather than just a simple broadcast channel and group chat interface where it's very hard to find exactly what they need. And in fact, I've been trying so many times to search up the Discord server for whatever I've sent like last month, and I can't even find it because the search is just so bad. So that is exactly what I'm going to be building this week. So we're going to build this project from scratch, from zero, nothing right now. All we have is a product document and all of the things that we're going to build. So we're going to go from a spec-driven approach where we're going to try out Gstack, get shit done, and using GitHub issues to track all of the features and build everything in parallel. So if you are interested to find out, follow and subscribe to catch our next few videos.